Think you've seen all of Adam Scott and Jason Schwartzman? Think again. These actors appeared to expose themselves on camera, but their private parts were actually covered up by impressive prosthetics. Paul Thomas Anderson's Boogie Nights is a cult classic dramedy from 1997, starring a young Mark Wahlberg at the beginning of his Hollywood career. Over the course of the film, Wahlberg's character experiences a dramatic rise and fall as he evolves from teenage busboy Eddie Adams to adult film prodigy Dirk Diggler. In hindsight, this serves as a fairly apt arc for the actor himself, but certain enhancements had to be made. Given the nature of his character's vocation, Wahlberg was given a foot-long prosthetic to use during production. During a 2022 appearance on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, Wahlberg looked back on his time working on the film and divulged some nostalgic yet shocking behind-the-scenes Boogie Nights secrets. In particular, he revealed the fact that he was so fond of his prosthetic that he took it home with him. He confessed, "It's in a safe locked away. It's not something I could leave out. All of a sudden, my kids are looking for a spare phone charger and pull that thing out and go, 'What the heck is this?' It wouldn't be a good look."
I am a star. I'm a star, I'm a star, I'm a star. I am a big, bright, shining star.
In the 2021 indie dramedy Red Rocket, actor Simon Rex plays the role of Mikey Saber Davies, a charming conman and ex-adult movie star who returns to a small hometown of Texas City, Texas. Mikey is never afraid to get down and dirty. Indeed, he made a whole career out of it in Los Angeles, so it should come as no surprise that Rex was asked to do the same for the role. Unlike his character though, he got some help from a prosthetic penis. For all his dedicated work on the film, Rex won the honor of Best Male Lead at the 2022 Film Independent Spirit Awards. When accepting the award, he made sure to have a sense of humor about his on-screen nudity, simulated and otherwise. As he stated during his speech, "Thank you, Film Independent, for recognizing my fake penis. We were hiding from police. We were hiding from neighbors. I was running down the street butt naked. Like, if this doesn't embody the spirit of independent film, I don't know what does."
Anything else? Am I good to go?
Yes, as long as I don't see your junk anymore.
Deal.
The 2015 comedy Vacation serves as a follow-up to the iconic Vacation film series starring Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo. Taking their place front and center for this modern iteration are comedy stars Ed Helms and Christina Applegate. But it's Chris Hemsworth's side character Stone Crandall who appears in the buff for one particularly seductive sequence. The production of this scene was a complicated process involving body doubles, size stipulations, and prosthetic penises. Speaking to Vulture, writer Jonathan Goldstein explained that several fake members of different sizes were made, but Hemsworth's stature made them go with the largest one. Goldstein joked, "He makes the normal-sized penis look small." Oscar-winning makeup artist Matthew Mungle, the man responsible for the prosthetics used in Vacation and many other films, has shared a rumor that Hemsworth held onto his prosthetic after the film. He joked to Thrillist, "The word is he has it on his mantle at his house with a Thor hammer." 10 years before he was flying at supersonic speed as Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Will Poulter was Kenny, a pathetic teenage boy roped into a drug smuggling operation in the 2013 comedy We're the Millers. The film mines a lot of humor out of torturing Kenny, and one particularly memorable moment involves a tarantula bite straight to the balls.
Is it bad?
Listen.
Hey, listen to me. It's not that bad.
Dude, it's really bad.
No, it isn't.
Have
It
you
isn't. No.
seen what
I'm
you're
not gonna
telling
look
me?
at it.
You're going to a hospital.
When Kenny gets bitten in a sensitive spot by a spider, the close-up shot of his swollen privates is fortunately faked. When speaking about this scene with Metro, a sheepish Poulter confirmed that the inflammation was made with movie magic. He admitted, "I'm not the proud owner of that pineapple-sized testicle. The prosthetic took about 3 hours to put on. It was a bit of a trial and I got intimate with a very talented man called Tony, who saw a lot more of me than what I cared to show anyone else." Professional wrestler turned Hollywood actor John Cena was once best known for his in-ring conquests, but these days he's famous for his roles in the likes of Fast and Furious 9 and The Suicide Squad. Among his various film and TV appearances is a small part in the 2015 Judd Apatow rom-com Trainwreck. Though there's a stark difference between starring and sparring, Cena never misses an opportunity to show off the goods. And in this film, his physique is on full display. Well, technically it's not full display, as the scene did require a prosthetic penis. He told Jimmy Kimmel, "I had to stuff myself in a small nylon sock, and they gave me a stunt penis to insinuate an erection." According to co-star Amy Schumer, Cena's partner in the hilariously awkward sex scene, The fake penis was made from part of a broomstick. She told E! News, "Jimmy was our prop guy and he was whittling one day. I was like, 'What are you doing, Jimmy? What are you working on?' He was like, 'I'm making John's erection.' Never underestimate the power of the props department." Hulu's drama series Pam and Tommy chronicles a true story of the romance between actor and model Pamela Anderson and Motley Crue drummer Tommy Lee, with an emphasis on the leaking of their infamous sex tape. While it may not be completely accurate to the actual events, prosthetics were a necessity for the production. From fake teeth to wigs and full-body makeovers, each day of filming was a 4-hour process of physical transformation for Lily James. Since James, who has a more petite physique, was meant to embody Pamela Anderson, there was no getting around the prosthetic process. But she gushed to Entertainment Weekly that the prosthetics turned out phenomenal. She said, "The breast piece was amazing. You would never know it wasn't me. It was shocking." Sebastian Zahn also acquired prosthetic pieces for various not-safe-for-work scenes, including one in which his character has a conversation with his privates.
Would you like to meet him?
Showrunner Rob Siegel told Entertainment Weekly that filming the bizarre sequence involved the use of an animatronic puppet penis, and when speaking with GQ, makeup artist Jason Collins explained the piece was built to directly complement Stan's actual physique. As he put it, "It was made from silicone and involved life casting Sebastian so that we could then sculpt the appropriate size and blend points." Sex Education stars Asa Butterfield in the central role of Otis, a socially awkward teenager who takes what he's learned from his mother's sex therapy practice and uses it to start up his own therapeutic side hustle for his high school peers. Given its unique premise, it's no surprise that the show boasts plenty of penis props, including one for Otis, who gets exposed several times. Before the Season 2 premiere, Butterfield reminisced in an interview with NME, "I became well acquainted with my prosthetic penis during Series 1, so this time it was almost like greeting an old friend." Almost every time Butterfield's business is flashed in the series, it's not because of some sexual conquest, it's usually in an embarrassing context. However, Butterfield seems to take the whole thing in stride, being a good sport in the name of art. He told The Guardian, "When we signed up for this job, we kind of knew we'd be putting our pride behind us, but it was worth it, I think. I'm super proud of the show." Ever since it debuted on HBO in 2021, The White Lotus has been making headlines for its narratives full of intrigue and unanswered questions. There is one thing we know for sure though. Theo James and Steve Zahn's intimate moments in the series were achieved with prosthetics. In Season 1, Zahn has a full frontal scene in which he's examining himself during a testicular cancer scare. When speaking with The Wrap, the actor confirmed that he was not all natural for the scene, which he also noted was a departure from his previous experience in Hollywood. He jokes, "I come from the old school where we were actually naked when we were naked." Zahn didn't have much say in the technical logistics, but he did approve the final prosthetic once it was completed. Speaking about director Mike White, he said, "He showed it to me first, and I was like, yeah, that'll do." Unlike Zahn, Theo James took a more hands-on approach. During an appearance on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, James recalled having specific requests for his prosthetic.
"Honestly, I just want it not to be distracting. He needs to be regular Joe."
However, it seems like James and the prosthetics creator had two different ideas of regular Joe.
We get to set, and she's got, like, a hammer or something. I mean, it's bigger than that. It's like she stole it off a donkey in the field.
Martin Scorsese's 2013 film The Wolf of Wall Street is a criminally comical biopic that tells the story of real-life stockbroker and all-around money man Jordan Belfort. Taking center stage as Belfort is Leonardo DiCaprio, who starred alongside Margot Robbie, Matthew McConaughey, and Jonah Hill. While it's all based on the truth, the movie's magic is not completely authentic, and that includes Hill's intimate close-ups. Hill used a prosthetic penis for the film, and while some actors may be inclined to take up this charge with a more humorous attitude, Hill was adamant about setting the silliness aside for his sensual snippet. The actor told the Daily Beast, "There were a lot of background artists on set that day who hadn't read the script, so they just know that they're in a scene and a guy is pulling out his genitalia. So for them, it was really funny, but for the main characters, it's really inappropriate and disturbing. While their first instinct was to laugh, I had to take it very seriously so that we got the appropriate response." The Overnight is a 2015 film about two couples who get together for an innocent enough dinner party. But once the adults put the kids to bed, the night devolves into seduction and debauchery. At one point in the film in which the couples go skinny dipping, the audience gets a glance at the characters' psyches via a look at their genitalia. At first, this might seem like a bit of a strange directorial decision. What do the characters' private parts have to do with anything? Adam Scott, whose character sports a prosthetic micropenis, told HuffPost that he initially had the same question.
It'd be so bad if we didn't just have to see his giant goddamn horse. You know?
It was very big. It was really, really big.
Jason Schwartzman's character also got a prosthetic penis, but his was at the other end of the scale in terms of size. When asked during the same interview if the prosthetic ever went to his head, he maintained that he just carried on with the business-as-usual mindset. He noted, "I didn't think like, oh, I have this big prosthetic, I feel great right now. My confidence didn't change once the prosthetic was on me. Deep down, my mind never went there." HBO's Euphoria has a reputation as one of the most unsettling shows out there, one full of disturbing moments and salacious scenes. Actor Eric Dane plays Carl Jacobs, one of the most despicable characters in the series, and that's clear from the very first episode, when he's depicted committing statutory rape. Carl's privates are in full view, but the penis is a prosthetic one. Speaking to Entertainment Weekly, Dane noted that going down the prosthetic route is usually the default for that kind of scene. He elaborated, "It's protocol and it's also very considerate to your scene partner." However, as an actor fully committed to the art, Dane also admitted that he was willing to abandon the prosthetic altogether and go all natural in isolated shots if it would serve the show better. He continued, "Look, if it makes more sense to not use a prosthetic, I'm willing to go there. At the end of the day, because of the context, we decided that the prosthetic was the way to go, and we came to that decision as a group."